How's it going, guys? Hope you guys are having a good day or night. Back today looking at WallStreetBets, good old WallStreetBets. So the 1st of April just passed, so I do kind of expect to see some April Fool's shenanigans in here. You can see they've also updated the banner to include the Titanic, so there is that. Before I get started, traditional disclaimer that none of this is financial, legal, or tax advice. I'm not a licensed professional in any of those categories. So, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Do your own research, consult a professional before investing. I do have it filtered just to top posts from the past week. I have a lot of people talking about nuclear war, I guess. I've heard people say this type of stuff before. There are some people complaining about or acting concerned about, what would happen to their 401k providers if they went under, and a lot of the, those type of, doomsday arguments now that, the bank thing happened. First of all, for any of you wondering, it is, for the most part, different for brokerages because they own the securities in your name and it's not part of a basket that they're allowed to do anything with. But also just some of the scenarios that people throw out there worrying about, if those things happen, you've got way bigger problems because the US is probably in shambles. So I always find that interesting that people don't think about that. Credit Suisse whistleblower says Swiss bank has been helping wealthy Americans dodge U.S. taxes for years. That doesn't surprise me. That's tough. This guy says, when I sold my calls on natural gas this week to avoid further losses. I also just think that, most people are just in no position to be trading any kind of commodity. There's just no way you have, the information edge or, the knowledge to, adequately trade that against, large institutions and clearinghouses. After years of active trading and thousands of transactions, I'm finally showing Mr. Market who's boss. Guy's a 0.04% all time. That's sad. He's probably spent so much time and effort following stocks and things just for him to be flat. Although I am curious what it peaked at. This person made 60 grand off of Silicon Valley Bank puts. That's crazy. Everyone, we broke a record this year. Share of Americans with a disability who are employed jumped to 21.3%. That's, I guess, a record. That's fun. Don't know why that's not muted. Mute tab. Not as many people posting much noteworthy content on here. Walmart insiders have dumped $5.3 billion in Walmart stock this month, a 500% increase from the last 3 months. Why is that? All of these sellers are insiders and Walton family. Basically, is this a good short puts play, or will Walmart price stay resilient despite these sells? The non-Walton sales are just executive sales was more than 10% of what the individual owned. Most of the sales were 1 to 2% of the shares the executive owned. The amount of shares the CEO currently owns increased from February to March. The Waltons have been selling consistently since August. In that time, the number of shares each of them owned dropped from 1.3 billion to 1.25 billion. That was billions of dollars in proceeds, which would have been earth-shattering to us, but is barely disposable income to them. Yeah, looks like nothing to worry about. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Michael Burry, Mr. Big Short, came out and tweeted on January 31st to sell. And then, obviously things didn't go the way he expected, and he comes out and tweets a couple days ago, I was wrong to say sell. This guy lost $34,000 in a month. Someone said, congrats, now you still have $14,000 more to lose next month. Yep. Babe, please stop shorting. It's not going down. Please stop. This is our rent money. Double top. Warren Buffett believes crypto will come to a very bad ending. Calls it a mirage. I don't know. A lot of people have been talking about crypto now because of the bank failure thing, but I'm still kind of not a big fan of it. I think that a lot of people that are going to talk about the doomsday scenarios where, you can't use your bank. How would you use crypto either? You need to, at some point in the, value chain, exchange it back to real US dollars for someone to, derive value from it. I don't really know anyone that's, able to or willing to accept crypto and just hold it, because you have to pay taxes in US dollars, you have to pay suppliers and employees in US dollars. So I don't know. Want a spicy conspiracy theory? SVB's collapse was intentional. For SVB, the Fed warned them about their U.S. Treasury bonds holdings and Fed rates climbing way in advance before they collapsed. This warning was ignored. SVB did nothing to hedge against rate hikes, literally nothing. SVB, like many of the other banks, all have the latest and greatest tools to offset this risk through derivatives. They didn't use any of this. So what did the Fed do? Nothing. They never even followed up, and now here we are with contagion. Now, why would a bank at their scale do something like this? One potential reason is to put pressure on the Fed to pause rate hikes, not for SVB, but much larger banks who may have similar holdings to SVB. However, to do this, you'll need a big, large enough bank to get the Fed's attention without causing irreversible damage, and SVB is right in that sweet spot to do so. So by getting SVB to fail, you'd essentially put pressure on the Fed to pause rate hikes regardless of what inflation is at. That either buys bigger banks time or saves them completely. We won't know for sure because a lag tends to happen with this stuff. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Sounds kind of far-fetched. Because, I don't think the big banks have control over SVB, and why would SVB fall on a sword to save other banks? Those execs and management teams have no interest in doing that. It always sucks being a bear just sitting on the sideline. But it sure feels good when you're not in there losing money yourself. Bitcoin is poised to blow up Africa's $86 billion banking system. Let's see what this is about. Hello. CEO Jack Dorsey and his top brass descended on Accra for the inaugural Africa Bitcoin conference in December to talk about one of the most potentially disruptive and transformative alternatives to the continent's existing financial system, Bitcoin. Since its inception in 2008, this unfamiliar form, blah blah blah, we know what it is. Commercial bank access is limited, especially for people living in remote and rural areas. Digital banking options are also limited. Rampant hyperinflation, widespread government corruption, capital controls trapping domestic cash in banks, and money can stop making all sense altogether. Africa's mobile money transaction rose 39% to more than 700 billion in 2021. That's actually a lot of money. According to data from the GSM Association, a non-profit representing mobile network operators worldwide. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like kind of a mess. In theory, it sounds like a place where Bitcoin would thrive, but I'm also curious, like, Bitcoin is not good for, like, small dollar transactions. So, how are they actually getting around that? And also, process is pretty slow. Here we have something pointing out, I don't know if you guys have heard the old, Aristotle quote. It's the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. And it's kind of theorized that there's this effect where when you first are learning about something, or maybe you have no knowledge of it really, you don't know anything, and you just think that your opinion and your knowledge on the matter is pretty low. But then as you start to learn more, you think you know a lot more than you actually do. You have a lot of confidence. You maybe just some basic stuff. And with this framework, you feel like you're very much in the know and you know a lot. And then the more you continue to learn past that point, and some people never pass this point, the more you realize there's actually so many little nuances and factors and randomness involved that you don't actually know anywhere near as much as you thought you did. It's kind of an interesting curve. I believe that's true in a lot of aspects of life. Honestly, who the F is bullish right now? Let's see what it says. Basically everyone's saying, like, since we're saying it's bearish, it's gotta be bullish. It's a crazy argument, but we'll see. Okay, I'm kind of disappointed with the WallStreetBets content this week, guys. I'm gonna go. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. It's always fun to just kind of look at what's going on. I am surprised I didn't see any, April Fool's content, but who knows? I'll see y'all next time.